help me get that introduction. That Franco Galvan. He's in California now.
Oh, okay. Nice.
He had came over, and then I was starting the podcast,
Okay.
and then he was just like, "Oh, I can help you get an introduction," because I had told him I wanted one.
Nice.
So it was from his viewpoint. Because I told him I just wanted like about Houston, just Houston in general.
Yeah, look familiar.
So now we're live, bro. But yeah, welcome everybody. Welcome to another episode of Tristan Shop Talk. This is episode number 43. And today we have Jesse Bamboo Jackson. What's up, man? Thank you for coming through, bro.
Thank you for having me.
Oh yeah, man, definitely. So I'm just glad because there was a lot of other questions I had for you beforehand.
Okay.
Hopefully the dog don't know. So yeah, man, I know because your schedule is pretty crazy.
Yeah, I work like overnight. I have to get up around like 12:45 and be at work at 2, and then get off of work around like 10, and then right at 10, that's when I like train, and then have like the rest of the day off for myself.
So now you have your routine set up with that schedule, huh?
Yeah.
I think it's a common thing with most fighters, man. Fighters just either they stay up late, train early, they work long hours, and then they flip it around and they do long hours at the gym, back and forth.
Yeah.
Do you ever do like twice at the gym a day, or?
I did during my fight camp only.
Oh wow.
Yeah, because it took too much out of me.
Yeah.
Like, going to work early in the morning, I'm already up 8 hours before people just waking up.
Yeah, man.
And noon, and I'm training, and then I have to go home, take a shower, eat, and then come back.
Wow.
Yeah, train, and then after I train, I'm still like awake, so I can't really fall asleep. So it kind of like messes up my sleeping schedule.
Yeah.
So, but at the end of the day, like it doesn't really matter, because I feel like even if I have 2 jobs, 3 jobs, there's always somebody like putting in work.
Oh yeah, somewhere, something.
Yeah, so it's like usually people don't. They don't care about like how many jobs you work. Like, are you doing this and that? Are you putting in the work?
Yeah.
I feel it.
All right.
That way, so
obviously we met at Paradigm. I came across you at Paradigm, and then like we were talking earlier, I was always like back and forth. But you've been there, boom. You haven't had no breaks from Paradigm. You've been.
I did.
Oh, you did?
Yeah,
oh, okay.
Maybe like close to 5 to 6 months.
Oh, okay. Yeah. But were you still training elsewhere or doing your workouts?
I was still working out.
You're still working out, but you weren't in there sparring or nah. But how long ago was that?
That was years ago. That
was wow.
When I first started.
Okay.
It was like a hill.
Okay.
Like for me to because I've never like fought or trained before, right?
Mm-hmm.
So even like going to like a new gym was kind of like stressful. It's like a culture shock for me. It kind of felt. It took me a while to feel like at home when I started training.
Yeah.
So it took a little bit, and I almost quit, because I thought I had like this boost of energy.
Mm-hmm.
Like you deep dive into something that you like, and all of a sudden you get kind of tired of it.
Yeah.
And that's when I like stopped. Like, am I supposed to be doing this, or why am I doing this? Or
yeah,
I don't know. I just had a lot of tough questions.
So like, man, like I have so many other questions. But to start off, you're not from Houston. You're from Killeen, Texas.
Yeah.
And then born and raised there.
No, actually, I'm born in Germany.
Oh wow.
Yeah, because my dad's in the army.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. He met up with my mom in Korea.
No shit.
Yeah. So I was born in Germany, and then we came down and then settled in Killeen. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh man, well that's a surprise. That's badass. So military. Yeah. Well. Yeah. Okay. Damn. That makes a lot of sense because that's another thing I always know is a lot of fighters are always military, or their parents are military, or some type of athleticism in the family of or strict. I don't know. When I think of military, like my dad is Vietnam vet, so he's real strict. When I was younger, man, he would like kind of just push it. So I think it's just like mental conditioning at a young age,
When I was younger, my dad was the same.
Oh wow!
Like instead of like getting spankings and he would make me do push-ups and cherry pickers and
no shit. How okay? So born in Germany, and then of course came to Killeen. Yeah. And then how old were you then when that happened?
I was young.
Oh, okay, so
like 4 or 5.
Okay, yeah. And then what was it around that time when you were into, just like I said, well, that's pretty much what started it, right? I guess just having that mental condition of just working out or doing something, right?
Yeah, I see it this way. Like my dad gave me an example of what hard work is.
Yeah.
And like it's up to the person to actually like to follow that.
Wow.
So yeah.
What was your dad's job, if you mind me asking?
I don't know.
Oh, you don't know?
I don't know. All I know is that he just been in the army for like 20 years.
Wow.
Yeah, he never really talked about it.
Wow, yeah. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
That's cool, man. Yeah. Yeah, because I can relate to that. Like my dad is just kind of, I mean, I didn't start thinking or knowing until he maybe said some things, or then later on I would ask him. But I mean, my dad's 80 now.
Oh wow.
Yeah, he's 80. So I mean, yeah, he's a Vietnam vet, and yeah, I've heard stories, and then off and on, and then hear repeated ones. But yeah, I can only imagine. So then Killeen with your dad, and then like you said, instead of spanking, it was push-ups.
Yeah, push-ups.
And then so I mean that kind of conditioned you pretty young, huh?
Yeah.
And then that was around, how old were you when you were doing that?
10, 11.
Wow.
12. Yeah.
Wow. And then did that, I'm just trying to pinpoint the time when you started like, oh shit, I want to do that, or you kind of maybe had a little interest, or maybe you were like into sports.
Yeah, I was into sports. I'm not making. I'm trying to not make my dad sound like an asshole.
No, dude.
He's a loving dude.
Yeah. No, I mean, like I said, like my dad's military, man. So I mean, everybody should know, like military. I mean, they're just very stern.
Yeah,
and very direct.
Super stern.
Yeah, and then that's my problem myself, because I'm a veteran, and I've not nearly as many experiences as my father, but it did kind of carry on to me, because when I went in, oh dude, it was fun, because you could just, it's like being in the gym. You can just tell somebody straight up if they're messing up, or either just learn the hard way.
Oh yeah, of course.
And then you kind of go back to like, maybe I should have listened, or maybe I should just stop and listen. I don't know, I always felt the military teaches you to listen when to listen, and then
I mean you kind of have to.
And then talk. Yeah, and then talk when you need to talk.
Yeah.
And then I mean, but it's weird. It's like but like I said, I related to people who have had family members, you know. I mean, you can't make mistakes, you know.
Well, thank you for your service.
Oh no, yeah, all good, bro. Yeah, hell yeah. So then, yeah, not to say your dad would, I don't think your dad would. Yeah, no, definitely.
Guy.
Yeah. So then what was some of the first few sports you got into? Or
the first one that really like caught my attention was football.
Oh hell yeah. Okay.
Back in middle school, they wouldn't let 6th graders play. I had to wait till 7th. So I was like actually like running, doing my own training.
Yeah.
Just to prepare myself, you know, for football. I loved it. I went from 7th grade all the way to 12th.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Well, what was your position?
Left bench.
Okay. Well, I mean, every now and then they would use you though.
Like towards high school.
I mean, it looks like you probably had some speed though.
Yeah. I was playing special teams. They had me.
I was like left bench. I was like, yeah.
I played wide receiver.
Okay.
Yeah, I was like the short wide receiver guy.
Yeah.
They had me on like teams, like special teams, like kickoff and punt return and stuff like that.
Okay.
Yeah, but I wasn't really like the person they'd go to, like first string. Oh, we need you in there.
Yeah. But I mean, the fundamentals, pushing people away, or
yeah.
You know, being there at practice, and then getting all that down.
Getting used to the training and heat.
And
doing stuff that you don't want to do, but has to be done.
Yeah, because Killeen would get pretty hot.
Yeah.
Because you're closer, more north, east,
central or Texas.
Central, yeah. And this has always been known to get hot as hell there, right?
Yeah, it's pretty hot.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you were definitely in Texas football, so you got the camaraderie from, I guess, knowing all that.
Yeah. And then track.
Oh, okay. Yeah. See, that's another thing. I always feel most fighters are some type of cardio in their history.
I mean, not necessarily you have to be.
No.
Yeah, it's good.
No. But that's what I'm saying. I feel it kind of. I always, you know, when I hear guys, I don't know. I think I've had a few people and then they were just either soccer or something cardio.
Yeah.
And then mainly also, there's another guy that was in here, and he was football as well. So I feel just conditioning in a sense.
Yeah, that for sure.
So then when's the first experience you were like, I want to do that, which is, or maybe get to do it, or maybe I have an interest in doing it, which is like fighting? Or
it wasn't, and I mean, I felt like I've always had that desire, like ever since when I was young. Like I would like play fight and spar.
Yeah.
But I never really took it seriously that way. It wasn't until years later. I'm talking about in my early 30s.
Wow.
Yeah. Till I decided like, hey, maybe this is something that because I felt like I can do. Every time I watch people fight, even on YouTube or like the UFC, I know a lot of people say this, like, hey, I can do that. But it's like, I really felt like deep down, like, hey, I like what they're doing.
Yeah.
Like, I like that feeling of fighting.
Yeah.
So, but I never took it seriously. It wasn't until like years later to a point where I felt like I had too much going on in life. What really tipped me over was me about to fight my ex-roommate.
Oh wow.
Yeah. And then I was like, I need to have like a healthy way to get rid of this stress.
Yeah.
That's when I was working, and I found Malik. Yeah. And he was talking about training. So when he started, that's when I started.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. That's so how did you run into Malik during that time?
I was working at a job I don't want to say.
Yeah, that's all good.
Yeah. And he was working as a vendor with a different company, but still in the same building.
Okay.
Yeah, and he would like actually put like UFC on. And that's like and we would watch it.
Well, what year was this?
This is like 2018.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And this is before, like, when I was thinking in my head, like I got to have like an outlet, because I really it became to a point like I was like having so much stress, like I wanted to like really fight my roommate. I mean, you know, people but
no, yeah. It's just I've had friends in the military that were either I was mad or they're vice versa. I mean, I'm guilty of it too. Either I mean, my situation was either I got too drunk or they got too drunk and they got annoying, and then it's just,
I mean, it's just like
tensions. And then, but I mean, and yeah, like I can only imagine a roommate, because in the military you're with each other constantly, man.
Yeah, it's just that constant. It's just rubbing like neck, and I don't know. It's just a bunch of BS.
But before that, had you ever gotten any other like encounters with fights or anything? Or just close calls? Or
I mean, I had a lot of close calls. But not really.
Not really.
Not really. I mean, I fought like when I was in like middle school.
Yeah.
But anything after that, no.
Yeah.
I mean, I used to hang around with like bad people, and then like we would like fight in groups, but I don't count that as like a fight. Big brawl.
Yeah.
But other than that, no.
So that was 2018, you said, right?
Yeah.
And then, so was it within that year you said, I'm go sign up? And
yeah, I was like, fuck it. I was like, why not? I took it as a sign.
Yeah.
Malik had asked me, I was like, you want to go? I was like, and then that's when I met Cam. Yeah.
Wow.
It just started snowballing from there.
Yeah.
Yeah, but shout out to Malik though.
And then
he never quit his training. I did. I took that 6-month period off.
Yeah.
But he never quit. Yeah.
And see, I can't even. All I remember, I knew Malik coming in, and then everybody was like, "Oh, hey, dude, you want to watch out with that dude." And then I was just barely starting with. I think I was getting into sparring with Coach G, and he would have me, and then that's when Coach G would throw me in there with Malik, dude. And oh, dude, like I would literally be the next 2 days like limping because of his leg kicks, and these were pads still. Yeah. But he, I mean, but then again, I mean, you being a fighter and me just being a sparer, I enjoyed it because it just like it put you to the test, and then it's almost like I could have said, "Oh, I'm an older dude, I'm gonna go in the ring," and then once I got in with Malik, I knew how small I was and how there's like you're saying, there's always somebody there's always somebody that just knows something,
doing better than you or worse than you.
It's in that situation. So then Malik was hitting it, and then you kind of fell off. So so it was 2018, and then when did you fall off? Around what?
Around 19.
Okay.
19ish, but it wasn't that long.
But so you trained a good 2 years then, huh? Or a year and a half?
Yeah.
And then so this is all Paradigm.
Yeah, everything.
Paradigm.
My foundation, it started at Paradigm.
And who was your first class? And it was Cameron, or was it just boxing, or what was it? Because I know you've done boxing.
Cameron.
Okay, Cameron.
Just like teaching me like the beginner shit,
basics, fundamentals.
Like how to do the jab, how to throw the kick correctly.
Use
your hips.
Okay, and then Coach G, you didn't meet him till later,
or? I was more in the noon because of my work.
We
had a different coach.
Okay. Yeah. Coach Paul
Morgan.
Oh, Morgan. I don't think he's there no more, right?
No.
Yeah.
Doing something else now. He has his own gym now.
Yeah. And then we'll get into Paul. I wanted to get I wanted to talk about that fight, but aside from that, okay. So yeah, man. So then boom, you're back again in 2020 then, right? So you're back in there.
Yeah.
And then you haven't missed since then.
Yeah,
I know considering your life, but
yeah. But as far as like consistency,
I
feel like
And then you've noticed, from now, but now you're all around because now you're doing other classes.
Yeah.
You're doing obviously jiu-jitsu now, or
I should have started jiu-jitsu when to be honest,
because you feel well, because I don't know, like I said, I can only imagine, because I've never stepped in a class, and I can only imagine, man. I know there's multiple levels to that, and that's per belt. There's levels, so I know when it comes to striking is just striking.
And I've been doing that for like 7 years.
Wow.
And something clicked in me. I was like, if I want to do MMA, I have to get my ground game up. And dude, I should have started jiu-jitsu first.
I
feel that way.
No. I feel that, because just when I was at Paradigm, I'd look over, man, and I sometimes I like watching, but then sometimes it just seems like a puzzle, man, because you don't know what he, I don't know. To me, it looks like a puzzle. Obviously, I know you probably have a little more grasp on it, but
like doing nogi and jiu-jitsu, it feels like you running as hard as you can until like you're about to pass out.
Wow.
You hold your breath, jump in a pool, and get a Rubik's Cube and try to solve it. That's what it feels like.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Well, because and I've always reiterated this, but when I came across a lot of guys in the Navy, they were always doing wrestling. They had the background with wrestling in high school or middle school, and then I would always ask, like, "Yo, y'all know wrestling?" They go, "Dude, we had it like it was in our PE class. It was like part of our deal." And then so there was a lot of guys in the military that would wrestle, and then there was other guys that knew jiu-jitsu. And then some of those guys, those guys, when some dudes would get drunk and get stupid, they would try to pick, and then they'd find out, oh damn, I didn't know he knew jiu-jitsu, and then next thing you know, he's pinning them down on the ground. I'm like, oh shit.
I should have wrestled. At my high school, they had wrestling. I should have wrestled, man.
Yeah, but
at least learns, God, I'm being thrown around, dude. Tied up.
So are you still lower belt or higher belt, or?
I'm still one stripe white.
Okay. Okay.
It's because I cut my hand at my job, and it's taken a while to heal. It's actually still kind of sensitive. So when I try like grab the gi, it kind of hurts. So that's why I'm like trying to get my training in no gi.
Did I see you with something in your hand back in the day, or no, or no? You didn't have nothing. That's happened. That was okay.
Yeah, this was like 2024.
Okay, I was wondering if I had saw you with an injury or something.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So then now jiu-jitsu, you're getting into that, and then, are you doing any wrestling classes there, or just so it's just?
I can't make it.
No, yeah, it's schedule, right? Yeah, so obviously, yeah, I mean, but dude, I mean, it's not even I always feel it's life, like sometimes life dictates the how much, based on how much time you have,
Yeah.
how much money you have. If everything in your routine in your life is kind of straightened,
Yeah.
then you can have freedom to do all the things you love to do. But I always feel to have the things you like to do and enjoy to do, you got to have some other things in line before. So I get it, man. I mean, it seems like you have that yeah, you have that. Yeah, you have it there, man. You have that hunger, bro. I mean, you just got off of that fight, you know, Elevate.
Oh yeah, I studied that video. Lost by unanimous decision, but I learned a lot. It's like my first fight, like actually being in a ring and looking at all the people and the lights and what stuck out to me was just the bald headed guy with the camera just like pointing down at me, dude. And I didn't really feel like, everything felt fake, like surreal.
Yeah.
And I didn't feel like I was in the ring until like I saw like the girl like holding up the sign and like, damn, I'm really about to fight.
Yeah.
Against a dude like who had like 8 fights already.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was like, I don't know. I feel like I grew a lot. Even though I took an L,
yeah,
I learned a lot about myself, about how I react under certain situations and pressures.
Yeah.
So,
but I mean, it's all about the experience, though. I mean, that's
yeah.
I think, you know, I mean, me, like I said, I've just done sparring, man. So that's why I said I always give mad respect. That's why I love interviewing fighters, because y'all go, I mean, yeah, your life, you're putting your life out there.
Yeah.
And you can get hit, you can get hurt, you know, things can kind of happen depending, you know, a lot of things can happen. So I mean, that's what I said, man. I it's almost, I don't understand because I never experienced it, but I can only imagine what's going on. You know, I can only imagine. You know, I mean, all the things rushing through your head.
Yeah, it was a lot.
Different fighters have different experiences before, prior, leading up, coming into the fight. Things might be going on in the back end on some other thing, and then they're trying to get that. I mean,
it was I learned a lot, dude. Like I had like timing myself of when to eat.
Yeah.
Like warming up and, oh, I have to use the restroom. I can't. I have my gloves on. They tape it.
Yeah.
It's just, I learned a lot. I liked it.
So but you had done smokers already, though.
Yeah.
But
it's nothing.
It's nothing the same.
No.
But I mean, you had been pretty kind of all around, as in fighting already in front of people. Yeah. So, I mean, from that end, but this
actual,
but no pads, no.
The actual setting and them calling your name out, and wow.
And then so your family, they're all, I mean, don't they get nervous sometimes? They're like, oh shit, you know, Jesse's fighting again, or Jesse's doing it again.
I mean, they don't really talk about it. They keep it short. Just don't get yourself hurt.
Yeah,
that type of shit.
any family members that are kind of always, you know, on you know, watching you and just saying, hey, you know, because another fighter, she was just saying that some of her family members didn't want her to fight because they're just worried about her getting hurt, because she's like the daughter and the granddaughter, and then she's just, you know, and then I always just feel like most fighters, you know, I'm sure it's hard on some of their family, you know.
Yeah, it probably is, but they don't. I don't know. I feel like I'm like the black sheep, so they know that like I'll do something like this.
So, are you the youngest, or do you have other siblings, or?
I have a younger brother.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Oh, so you're the oldest.
I'm the oldest, yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Oh, so you you like to, I mean, you like to be a little different and doing things different. You don't like, I feel that. But I mean, you're doing it, man.
I mean, you only have one life.
Yeah. So tell me about this. So what led up to that Elevate fight? Because that was your, like you said, it was your first debut, and then did Elevate holler at you, or you were just, or you told, who did you tell, and like what got the motions of it going?
It was Coach G.
Oh wow.
Yeah, he was like, "Hey, do you want to fight?" I was like, and this was.
And when was this? Yeah. I'm sorry.
This 2024.
Oh, 2020. Like what month though?
A month? Oh, it's around December.
December. Okay.
Yeah. He's like, you want to fight? And this was after the fact of me having to jump through mental hurdles.
Mm-hmm.
Every person who has fought or wants to fight
mm-hmm.
has to jump through mental hurdles as far as like, why am I doing this? Am I good enough? I want, or you just want to quit. It's like any fighter that says they don't go through that, I think they're lying. I guarantee you.
Yeah.
That's why I give respect to everybody who enters into that ring.
Yeah.
Because before you enter that ring, you are already fighting.
Yeah.
You are already trying to jump hurdles mentally, and that tires you out.
Yeah.
And then you have to keep up with daily life. You have to give 100% to your family, 100% to your job, 100% for training, 100% to keep your house clean and the bills paid.
Yeah.
It's just, I don't know. I feel like if you put yourself out on the line, getting punched and kicked and kneed for people's entertainment, full on respect.
Oh yeah.
There's a lot of people that just talk though, you know.
Oh yeah, man. That's
like it's easy for you to say that, like, oh, if he was in that position, I just would have did this. Of course you would have did that. Of course, because you're sitting down there.
Yeah.
You don't know how it feels.
You
can't really say that you think you know, but your brain doesn't rewire itself until you put yourself in what that person's in.
Yeah.
And it's just not about like fighting. It's about everything.
Yeah. But I always that's why I always give fighters a lot more respect, because it's not a team. It is a team in a way. But it's not a team. Once you go in there by yourself. It's you. So everything you've learned, everything that Colin, Coach G, Malik, everybody that's kind of put you in that. It's
you.
Yeah, because I almost sometimes I'm like, man, maybe it is kind of like a movie, because you see these fighters go in, and I'm sure a lot of things are like you said, man. I know a million thoughts.
At least speaking from my experience.
Yeah.
There could probably be some people out there who are just badasses. They don't care. It's like an everyday office job to them. Just like, oh, I'm gonna enter in this ring. There's cameras everywhere. I don't care. Like a Muay Thai 300 fights, I get it. But with me, it was just like my world was shaking. Like it was just like everything was. It was just so much intensity. Like 2 weeks before the fight, every single night I was waking up sweating.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
Wow.
Because I wasn't stressed just because of the fight. I was stressed because like I had other shit in my life.
I
also had to take care of. It's like, I don't know. It's just like everything felt like it was coming in at once. And now I know how I know how people or fighters feel when they're in that period of trying to like cut weight.
Oh yeah.
That's angry.
Oh wow, man.
Well, for this fight, I didn't really have to cut weight.
Yeah.
But
you still can't overindulge, or you can't slip and go get something. Late night or nothing. Yeah.
But just like having to do all of that, deal with life, and on top of that, you can't eat and you're hangry. Bruh. Fight camp, horrible for me.
Yeah.
Horrible.
No, but you're putting yourself through it, and then that's that normal thing that people mostly say is just a lot more people would like to be comfortable and not be unsettled. And I feel unsettling kind of it conditions you, conditions you just so you can be, ready. But like you said, you got to go. I've always said you got to go through some darkness to get to some light. You
have to. You can't differentiate darkness from light if there's no darkness.
So I've always believed in that myself. So then Coach G did. So that fighter, he was already in mind from the get go.
It was actually 2 people that came into mind. It was him and another guy. I think he was like 2-1. 135.
Oh wow! Oh, so you're gonna have to. So you're gonna how much? And then how much were you weighing when they asked you?
I'm walking around 147.
Oh, okay. It wouldn't have been too bad, but still, that's still 10 pounds.
Yeah, but I should have did that. Yeah.
Really? So you kind of regret it now?
I don't regret it because it's a lesson.
Yeah.
But I should have did 135.
Yeah. You think you had more fun?
I think it was just having to fight a dude that dropped from 160 to 145 and then gain a little bit more before fight day. It wasn't the fact that when he was hitting me, of course I felt it, right? But it was just the weight of his body that me and trying to having to block, like it took so much endurance and just having to block his heavy shots.
Yeah.
But it didn't really hurt. It just took like a lot of gas out of me. That's what I didn't take into account.
But I didn't. I mean, for me, when I saw the beginning of it, it didn't seem like I mean, we can watch a little bit of it. Yeah, I mean, yeah, he seemed like he had, but dude, you were.
Yeah.
I mean, you're doing the kicks. You're keeping the momentum. You weren't. I mean, I see sometimes how, like I said, I can only imagine, and then but maybe some guys would be lay off, and then it kind of gets to their head, and then But dude, you were like. Once he gets some, you were getting right back, and you going back and forth. You weren't, moving around.
I didn't back down. I didn't want to represent my gym like, oh, remember that Paradigm fighter? Oh, he kept backing up. He a little bitch and blah blah blah. I didn't want to do. I didn't want to be that guy.
Yeah.
Guy, like they remember me for something.
Yeah.
Like that's why I did that spinning hook kick.
Yeah.
You have something to remember me by.
Yeah.
Like even though I lost, like, oh, you're that one fighter. Blah 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 blah. So I was dropping little seeds.
Yeah.
Seeds.
So you're into this shit now, huh?
Not really.
Well, I mean, you're like you said, you're making your style, and and you got your style now, and
yeah. I mean, I'm trying. Yeah, there's a lot of holes. Like I've been talking to Coach Colin a lot, especially, and Coach Paul. Like I just been like pulling from them, just to like fix my game and.
Yeah, but I don't think they had much negative to say besides just train more.
There's a lot of negative.
Oh well, I mean, but not. I mean, like I said, but I always, like you were saying earlier, me outside looking in, I man, shit. Seems like like I said,
it's just like everybody has something to work on.
Yeah. But still, I mean, I feel that's the perfectionist at hand, But like I said, there's nothing wrong with. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm just acknowledging. Yeah, that's just like you're trying to just. Like you said, like fill in those holes and those little things.
Why not? Like try your best to mold what you're creating. Your craft, right?
Yeah.
Why half-ass it?
Yeah, that's true.
Because at the end of the day, when you lay down, there's gonna be a day where you won't wake up.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So why half-ass it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Why do things half-ass?
Yeah, life's too short.
Yeah, it is.
Life is way too short.
Yeah, I had like I don't know. It's just a lot of friends that have like passed away, and it just like opens your eyes a bit more.
Oh yeah. No, I've had encounters before the military, and then I initially wanted to join, then I didn't, and then I started getting in a lot of trouble, and it was kind of that same deal, and then kind of opened up my eyes a little bit. And I just figured, I'm just thinking I'm like a mouse and just going around and around.
I think that's how everybody feels.
Yeah,
we're all just trying to. We're all winging it.
Yeah,
we don't know what's gonna happen.
No, we don't.
Every single person that wakes up is winging it.
Yeah, but I will say though, going back to what you were saying, to piggyback, I do believe it takes certain individuals like yourself to realize, like you were saying, like, man, I need, like, people don't sometimes do anything about it. People, like I said, they continue going around and around, and they don't do something a little different, like you said, you're like, man, I need to get somewhere, and then all of a sudden you heard Malik, and then you're like, yeah, and then you were like, boom, and then you did it, and then you went left, and then came back.
Yeah,
a lot of people don't. I that's what I try to work on, because I believe a lot of people don't have that mindset to stop and then recorrect, because I've come up even at my old job. I used to tell them a lot too. Sometimes like, yo, I'm not perfect.
Yeah.
Now I have this mentality. I don't point fingers at anywhere else, but I try to do my job to the fullest, the best when I go to work, because I want to earn my money. And like you said, at the end of the day, I want to kind of, and then repeat.
But we're at a place that I'm at right now. Like, even if like you have these deep desires in your heart, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you try your best, even if you obtain those things,
mm-hmm.
you are still going to pass away.
Yeah. No, it's a trip, dude. I totally agree.
Yeah.
I totally agree. I mean, I hate to say, my grandmother recently, 101, she passed, bro, 101. And that was back in January, this past January.
Okay.
But that right there just trips me out, because of just the
life is a vapor.
Yeah, I mean, like it's like, God pretty much had his hand over and kind of just, I don't know like you said, it's just nobody knows.
Yeah,
nobody knows. I don't know what these little nuts.
It's
But yeah, I don't know. Nobody knows why or what. But I mean, my grandma lived to 101, and then finally towards the end, it seemed I had seen her at Christmas, and then after Christmas, we heard she wasn't well, and then when I saw her, it almost seemed like the body was agreeing with, like, I think I'm good.
Yeah.
And then obviously she peacefully whatever. So I totally agree with what you're saying, man. I totally feel the same way. It's
that's why you shouldn't take anything personally.
Or no, nothing for granted. Definitely. Yeah, nothing
for
granted. Yeah,
don't
definitely.
Take anything personally.
Yeah. Because but like I said, I feel sometimes it has to take certain individuals to realize that and see that, because not everybody realizes that and sees it. Yeah. And then that's when I feel you have to do what's best for you.
Yeah.
Just like same way, like you're saying, I mean, like you easily could have maybe gotten in a fight with your friend and then something happened and then you're in a situation and then for what, but then you were like, nah, I need to do something. Let me channel this another way,
And what spiced it up a bit after I chose, because it takes two to tango, right?
Mm-hmm.
After I chose not to fight him, right?
Mm-hmm.
He tells everybody that I was afraid to fight him.
Yeah.
Now, this is where I have to humble myself.
Yeah.
And I feel like let God take care of his own thing, because he's a better fighter than me. He knows where to hit.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
So it took years, but I was training and fighting. So if I can do that, was I really afraid?
Yeah. You?
I wasn't.
Yeah.
But I didn't say anything. I was proud of myself.
Yeah.
I could have, but I didn't.
But I've always piggyback off of the you just, like, it goes back to what you're saying. You just never know what can happen though.
Yeah.
And then I mean, because I've been in a situation with a friend, and then things didn't, and then even when, I mean, we got in a fight, but even in the middle of it, I felt really bad, and it wasn't what I thought it was gonna feel like. It wasn't at all. Like, it was honestly the worst feeling ever.
Yes.
And I didn't feel. I mean, of course, going into it, you're like, man, I need to just, do something. And then, things are being said. And then even afterwards, I was like, that didn't feel good at all. I mean, because the adrenaline was pumping. And then, I'm thinking, and then the next day I even felt more like shit, because I was just like, man, that just, like, I've known this guy forever. And then, and then this is what happens.
Yeah.
And like you were saying, even though he was maybe pushing it or just talking and then trying to, because even that happened too in my end, kept on throwing fuel to the fire, and I'm like I'm done, man.
So there had to be an outlet. So actually I thank him.
Yeah.
I mean, we're good now.
Yeah.
But we don't really talk, but there's no animosity in my heart towards him.
Yeah.
Like I even pray for him, but I thank him, because if that didn't happen, I feel like I wouldn't have like been angry enough or had enough energy enough to say, hey, let me go train with you, Malik.
Yeah.
So what if that didn't happen? And I just went to work. He's like, "Oh, that's cool. You're gonna go train." I was like, "All right, have fun."
Yeah.
Like anything can happen. Just like these little small. Everybody's looking for that big movement, right?
Yeah.
But it's these little small movements.
Yeah.
That actually trajects your life into different places.
Oh yeah.
Like a comet. Like if you just pushed it 1 inch, it can miss Earth or whatever it's supposed to hit.
Yeah.
Like millions of miles. So
yeah, you got me thinking of just when you get to a right and no, because I mean obviously the right is right, meaning there's a right way to do things and there's a wrong way. But I always felt when you get up to a decision and there's like situations like you were saying with the whole fighting, and you can do more like you're left with either take the right or the left turn,
Yeah,
you're at you have the choice.
We're
either
left with choices.
now the choice on the left might be right or wrong, who knows, or the choice on the right might be but you're once you make that choice, then boom, you're going on that path. Or boom, you're going on this path. So I've believed to this point now that I'm older. I mean, yeah, you have to be kind of more smart about your choices. Because obviously we've always been, I mean, it seems like you've had kind of same encounters with having friends that we thought were our friends and weren't our friends, and you come across situations, but like I said, like that's what I was saying earlier, I could have stayed here in Houston and maybe I already got in trouble again. And then I would have been sitting maybe in jail and been like, damn, I should have just left to the Navy like I thought I was going to do. And you know what? I should have did this and I should, but then again,
life is mysterious. It is.
Yeah.
Life is mysterious.
But no, man, I always believe, Jesse, that I believe fighters, that's why I've always been interested in fighters, because when I was younger, obviously I always talk about Mike Tyson. I've talked about Mike Tyson on here a lot. But Mike Tyson is perfect example, I feel, of a guy just making choices, maybe making the wrong choices, but then
all those choices led him to be where he's at.
Yeah, right. Yeah, and it's made him, I mean, bad, good, bad. I mean, who knows if I mean, I'm not saying everything he's done is, but you know what I'm saying. I mean, it's things that like I was saying, like things that come in front of him, and then you can go with or not go. And then he's talked about it too. Yeah, because I was religious about his hotboxing, his podcast, because he would talk about that a lot, about just, and I can only imagine, man. It's just like these athletes or like I said, specifically him. I mean, women being thrown at you, money, drugs, and all this, and then
I could imagine.
And then obviously you're getting paid to train, so you're one of the baddest fighters, and that's obviously your time that's taken up for that. But then the other hours of the day, they're throwing these bad things at you, and then that's where like I said, that's where I feel. Yeah, your mental toughness has to be like how you're how you're talking about, has to be on point.
It has to be there, man.
Because if it's not, then
you cannot follow your emotions. They're good indicators.
Yeah.
Like always listen to your emotions. There's a reason why you're feeling a certain way, right?
Mm-hmm.
But don't let that particular emotion dictate your actions.
Yeah, and I've been guilty of that, man. Back in the day.
Of course,
yeah.
I've been guilty of that.
I've been real guilty of that. Where I've and like I was saying, going back to work, my old job, I was like, yo, man, I make mistakes. Like, my bad. Like, and then you have some that might take, like, well, yeah, at least he said he made the mistake, and at least he took it, he ate it. And I'm like, but then some people, which, like I said, not all bad people, but some people, they just, they either they condemn you for that because they're like, it's like a curveball. They're like, well, I didn't know he was gonna, I didn't, and then but I feel that that's where the good ones pop out, because I think the good ones are like, man, more power to you, bro, because I wouldn't be able to say that I did wrong. And then I'm like, and then that kind of feels good, and then I kind of have a mental note with that person, like, see, that person I thought was cool, well, I thought wasn't cool, but they kind of feel me, they know where I'm coming from.
Yeah,
And it's hard. I think nowadays it's even harder, man. And I think that, and then that's why I'm not in the gym right now, but like I was saying earlier, I still go to 24 hour. I still maintain.
Yeah.
And then once Paradigm's ready, I'm gonna be right back there and begin there. And yeah, I can't wait either. But I do strongly believe everybody should have some type of outlet like that. I think it is
because life is tough.
Yeah, it is.
Just everybody, I feel like everybody puts on a mask.
Oh yeah.
Like even if you see them every day, the real them may slip out just a little bit.
Yeah.
But everybody has a mask on.
Yeah.
They don't blur out, oh, this is what I'm going through. I just lost the love of my life and this and that. They don't blur out their problems. Everybody, that's why I feel like people who judge or compare themselves with other people they always say it's a trap, because it is. It's really a trap, because you're judging their highlights. You're judging a mask that they put on that they're never going to show you what's behind the curtains.
Yeah.
But you know what's happening behind your curtains.
Yeah, yeah.
And you're using all of that plus your highlights, all of your bad stuff, and comparing all of that to their highlights. That's why you always feel shitty. That's why you always feel bad.
Yeah.
I'm guilty of it.
I'm
always guilty of it, especially when I like go through social media or like, oh, he's a better fighter, or he has more money, or it's just
no, it gets mind numbing, because it's just a lot of things people do, and they don't really have to do those.
Yeah.
That they don't have to go down those paths. If they don't,
Plus, you don't know what they did to get that.
Yeah.
You don't know what they're doing to keep that.
Yeah.
I could be jealous of a person who just bought a new car, but he's cheating on his taxes.
Yeah. You never know. But I seem to, I don't know. I sometimes feel like fighters nowadays. I mean, dude, it's a big game now. I mean, there's a lot of fighters out there who are trying to make it to the cage, and I mean, does that ever get to you? As in, I mean, let me back up.
Okay.
So I guess you want to continue fighting, right? So
I'm living day by day.
Day by day. Yeah.
I know for sure that I'm not going to be doing this. It's not sustainable.
Yeah.
I'm already old.
Yeah.
I'm only going to get slower.
Yeah. You're 36, man. You be all right, because I've seen some guys at Fury. They're like 43, 42.
Understandable.
And I mean, I feel you have that hunger. I mean, I think you can. I mean, everything you're talking. I mean, you definitely have that mindset.
Yeah, but I know that if something were to happen in life and they say that I can't train or fight anymore,
yeah,
I'll be okay with it.
Yeah.
If I could get paid just sitting down at a desk like everybody else, without having to hurt my body, I would pick the desk job. I would pick the fucking desk job.
Yeah.
Because I don't like to get punched in the face. I mean, sometimes. I mean, for being a fighter, you kind of have to.
No, so the last one of the last guests, he was like, well, because I said, yeah, you got. I mean, I was sparring one day, and then you could take a hit, and the dude's like, oh, well, I don't think that's a good saying if somebody could say you could take a hit. I go, no, what I meant is like, I don't like taking hits. I'm just saying he got me, and I was able to kind of just take it. And then obviously I've talked about Kevin on here before, Kevin, and then Kevin's always got me. Kevin's one of the ones that's always gotten me, but Kevin's at 200 and
it's pretty good.
So Kevin, but yeah, Kevin,
he spars me like I'm fucking 200 too.
What's your weight right now?
146.
Okay, and then, but that's what usually you walk around, or
I walk around. So I
was
fighting at my walking weight, and I was having trouble keeping that because I was training and working so much. I weighed in at weigh-ins 140.
But I mean, but this is also working at night too, right? Yeah. But that messes up your body rhythm, right?
Yeah, it messes up my. But at the end of the day, nobody cares.
Yeah.
Whether
You're right.
You had 2 jobs or this happened to your body or you stubbed your toe. Nobody cares, dude.
No, you're right.
So you have to just like shut up and just work. Yeah.
But see, not a lot of people understand that in general with life. I don't think, nobody, I mean, certain people care about certain things.
Yeah.
But then in general, like what you were saying, I agree with it. Nobody,
Yeah.
all they care about is you show up and you're there.
Yeah. Boo-hoo, sad story. Everybody has one.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying that the stuff that you went through, I'm not trying to like belittle it.
Oh yeah. Of course not.
I'm just saying that with all the baggage and hurt that you are carrying, we could look at the next person and they possibly have a bag that's bigger than yours and they're still doing it. That doesn't make you weaker because you feel that way. It's just everybody has their own stuff to deal with, not just you. So it doesn't matter. 3 jobs overnight, dish you're busing, you just have to work.
Yeah, bro. No, I agree. Yeah. It's because a lot of veterans I know, they get caught up. I mean, I've been caught up myself, and you get out and you feel in a way like you're kind of not all, but I would say me personally, when I got out, I thought jobs were gonna be thrown at me, and then slowly like find out
people.
Yeah. Well, even like that's relative to people who leave out
like
of college.
Specifically, like you think that you serve this country, you think that you'd be transitioned off well.
Yeah, but no, it doesn't work that way. And then that, but it goes back to your reality, like you're saying. Make it to the interview because it's at this certain time, and make sure you brushed up on your whatever you're going to talk about, and because they're not going to care like what's going on.
It's the real world.
But man, a lot of people they don't think like that.
I wish it was different, man.
Yeah, no,
myself, I wish it was different, but people don't care.
But
I don't care. Like if you
yeah.
The thing is, if you have the same problems, the exact same problems that I have, but it's coming from a different person, and unless you're not like my future wife or a girl, I don't care. Like men's mental health, brotherly love, I care.
Right.
But like at the end of the day, if you're a nobody and we don't know each other, I don't care.
Yeah. No, man, but that's pretty fair. I mean, because I've another situation is me explaining to somebody close that it's not like I don't care. It's I mean I care. Sometimes I care too much, and then
that could be a problem.
Yeah, and then it comes out all messed up because then in the back of my mind I'm just like, I'm trying to explain to you something, and I just care, but I'm just trying to, and then it comes out all messed up, and then it's like, but at the end of the day, I'm just trying to teach you. This world is unforgiving, Yeah, and then the person close to me, I throw humility in it because then I say, I'm an example of that because I thought I knew, but I didn't know.
Yeah.
And it took me like I said before, it took me through darkness, and then I'm seeing the light now, and then everything's kind of cool. But I'm just telling you, I don't want you to go through what I went through. So just don't expect. It's almost like I say, I was raised, watching Disney movies, and then, everything's nice and perfect. And, and then you get out in the real world and you're like, dude, it's a very sick place sometimes. And then that's why, I mean, flip side now, I don't go out as much. I don't go to the bars as much. The open mics, I want to still do open mics, but man, it's tough for me sometimes because, you're there waiting 3-4 hours, and then you got to have a few beers, and then and then
median open mic.
Yeah. I mess around every now. That's what got onto this. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
But it's tough though. It's tough on me because either I got to be up late, then I got to be up in the morning, and then so then that's when I come back to the podcast, and it's my exit out. At least I get some
outlet.
Yeah, some outlet. Yeah. But I pick my battles, Yeah.
I mean, we all have to.
Yeah.
We all have to pick our battles.
I pick my battles.
Sometimes we fight battles we're not even supposed to be fighting.
Yeah, that you hit that one on the spot too with me right now,
Exactly.
But it goes back to what you're saying. Nobody cares, so I'm just doing what I got to do.
Yeah, do what you got to do. Nobody cares. Nobody wants to hear it. Unless we're not sleeping together, you're not my future wife, or you're.
Dude, I used to say that at work a lot. Not to them sometimes, but then to other coworkers.
Yeah.
I'd be like, dude, I don't know what it is. Like they make it sound like they're whatever they think of me really matters.
Yeah.
I really don't care. As long as the boss is okay.
Yeah.
And then knows that I'm here, and then I knows that I'm working, and I knows I'm leaving on time and not leaving work.
Yeah.
And that's whatever, just normal.
Exactly. That's a normal.
Like, yeah, I don't go home with y'all.
Yeah.
I don't go home with y'all and lay down and kick, kick with y'all. I leave at 7 and deuces, I'm out.
Yeah.
And then till another 12 hours, I'll be back. Mm-hmm. But dude, like I said, it's just upsetting because a lot of people don't think like that.
Yeah, that's why there's not. I don't know. I feel like what's that term called? Kruger-Dunning?
Oh, I don't know what that one is.
I think for example, we're watching a UFC fight and some dude is saying like, I can do this, or I can do better than him.
Yeah.
Like believing in yourself more than you should. I don't know if I'm saying that right.
I guess overachieving or not overachiever.
Yeah. All right, hold on. It's bothering me.
It's almost like a you're
overestimating yourself.
Well, I don't know. I mean, even this past class, I didn't do too well in it. You probably did A in it, but the last class was social, and then it was she was talking about, it's not an echo chamber, but it's the way I interpreted it, and I told the professor, I feel sometimes people live in their own bubble, like literally in their own bubble, so they think they're in denial, and they kind of
overestimate their competence.
Yeah. There you go.
Yes, cognitive bias.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. Actually, yeah, I remember there was a term in class. Yeah. I remember that. Yeah.
Sociology.
Yeah. So, I always just felt it's just, but then some other people on the opposite end can't be the ones to tell them, hey, you're not like, yeah, you're.
I don't know.
Like, wake up,
If a person says, even if a person like says he wants to be the first person to be able to fly, I won't judge. I don't judge for people for what dreams or desires.
Oh yeah. Believe whatever you want.
Yeah, believe whatever you want. You say that you want to be number one in the UFC, but you don't train or do nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Believe whatever you want, but I don't want to be the type of guy be like, you can't do that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
No, I totally agree with that.
Look at you. I don't want to be that type of guy to judge and actually make fun of the person, and then they actually overcome.
No, that actually fuels a lot of people who. Yeah. I mean, because
I don't want to be the type of person to like throw like water or like rain on your parade, especially if it's your dream.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to shoot your dream down because I have a dream, and if somebody shot my dream down, I'd be pissed. If I said that I wanted to be something, and you don't know what I had to do to be here today, to be what I want to be in the first place. So how can you judge me?
Yeah.
But then again, there are people saying that they want to be something, but literally don't do nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the exception.
But I like to say to that is that, but man, I feel, I mean, I'm 44 now, and I believe there's always going to be those people.
Yeah, there.
And it's just like I said before, it's just like leading them to the water, and that's all you can do, or like I'll go right back to what that story I always talk about with Colin. Colin told me, he's like, hey man, Paradigm. Now did I text Colin and get his number and say, hey man, I need you to hold my hand and walk me in there and tell me what to do, bro? Like, do I do? Nah, man, I was nervous even just going into Paradigm. I walk in and then I look around, see these guys boxing over here, I see over there, and then I see.
That's what I forget sometimes. Like when I see I'm sorry.
No.
When I see like people who like come into the gym and they're just trying it out.
Yeah.
I forget how I felt when I first entered.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's so intimidating. Like you try to be like the big man and like know what you're doing. Like, yes, coach. But it really is intimidating because you're around people who know how to disable people, first of all.
Uh-huh.
Next, you're around people who are working and you're not even used to that environment because you're like just having fun or drinking and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Everything was a culture shock, at least for me.
No. Like I said, it because I'm in the same boat as you. Like when I see new guys and or Coach G patch, pairs me up with a new guy.
Yeah.
And then I just try. I say, hey, bro, this is cool, man.
Yeah, exactly.
I was right there where you were at, man. I was right there. I didn't know about turning
they
my.
always say sorry. I don't know.
Yeah, I was like,
bro,
yeah.
I've been in your shoes. Like I'm not even too far from that. Like me and you are not different at all.
But I'm sure you feel it too. Like that makes me feel good sometimes because then I'm learning from this guy, and then it's just that that's what I love about training, because when I went in there, I overcame getting nerve, and then I kept on going and going, and then it was because that's the part I miss about the military. I do always talk about that. I miss the PT. We're there with buddies or just chopping it up, hour workout, whatever, and then you just do a workout, and then after that, and then the day's over.
Yeah.
And then you go home, and Paradigm got that going in my brain again, man. And it's just it feels good. And that's
a little right.
Yeah, well, I mean, but I feel like you were saying it. I mean, even me just being a veteran, but I feel it's just it should be relative to everybody, because I think everybody will benefit, like you're saying too. Everybody benefits from trying to manage that levelness.
Yeah.
And a lot of people don't know that just boxing or just high cardio, man. I've always believed in hard cardio because I've been a cross country runner.
Yeah.
And then I kind of fell off during high school. I mean, not after 10th, 11th grade. And then I got back then I was in the military, and then I was running pretty good in there, and then so I've always been good cardio.
Yeah.
So then now it's just I can't get away from it. So I'll be back at Paradigm sooner than later. So tell me about what got you to do so you have your bachelor's.
Yes, I do.
Yeah. So where did you graduate from?
U of H.
Okay. Downtown or Central? Central. Nice.
It took me a long time.
Nah, bro. But see but like you said, but you got your bachelor's though.
Yeah.
And then it took you a minute. How long did it take you though?
It took me like 11 years.
Bro, that's
no, because I first went to San Antonio, UTSA, right?
Uh-huh.
And then I decided to
that was after leaving Killeen.
Yeah, that's after leaving Killeen.
Mm-hmm.
To San Antonio, stayed there for 3 years.
Yeah.
I was considered a junior. So I had like a couple more hours of classes than I graduate. But I decided to go at U of H because at the end of the day, I was like, I feel like a degree from U of H looks a lot better from UTSA.
Well, it's tier 1.
I'm sorry.
Was tier 1? Well, it's tier 1 now. Yeah. I mean, and then they just won they're about to go in the Final Four. So
every time I see like UH on the news, I'm like, yes, like I graduated.
No, it does look good though. No, it's tier 1, bro. Yeah. You're leveled up with UT.
Yeah. So it's a lot. I feel like it's a lot better.
No, I agree. Yeah, and I mean, no hate on UTSA, but I feel you.
No hate. But so that knocked me down. So I had to like work everything, and that's when FAFSA decided like, hey, you've been in school for a little too long, so we're cutting down your financial aid. Yeah, even the loans they were providing me, they were cutting it down.
Wow.
So towards the end, like 9, 10, 11th, 12th year, I had to take like 1 or 2 classes per semester because that's all I can afford.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
And this is me while working like these shitty jobs, having like 4 W2 forms come into my place because I keep from job hopping and and everything was just chaos. And then during this whole time I always had this like maybe I should fight. Like every time when I see people fight, like I would actually sit down and study, like how would I do? Like, what would I do? Like what are the moves that I can do? And it got into a point where this is like way before I'd started training.
Yeah.
Like I would stop watching it because I would immerse myself. And like it would like become PTSD, especially like a world star and you see like people fighting and stuff like that.
Yeah.
If I were to be put in this situation, how would I handle this? Of course, I wouldn't know, but
Yeah.
I like try to think of game plans. But then I was like, if I'm thinking this just by myself without having nobody else to force me to think like defensive stuff, why can't I just go into training?
Yeah,
just actually learn this shit.
Yeah.
So it's funny. It's a good outlet.
And the rest is history.
Yeah, I'm trying to make it like not my personality. Actually, I don't like people. I don't even like telling people that I train or I fight.
No, I feel that.
Yeah, I don't like it at all because I feel like their whole demeanor changes.
Well, I mean, me is like these few girls, the females I've been just texting, and then I'll just say, hey, but I mean, it's just in conversation, and it's just like, because I like to, that's when I like to say it.
Yeah.
Because I just don't want to make it seem, I mean, I tell them I go to the gym, but then also I just say, well, I do kickboxing under, this place, Paradigm I go to. It's pretty fun.
For like guys, like guys, I would say, yeah, I train here. But when my girls, I don't say I fight.
Really?
Yeah.
See, I do.
It's negative. It's always negative. Like,
no, I see what you're saying.
Like, oh, you're a hothead, or you just, they think I'm trouble, like, bro, just because I like to fight and get punched in the face, the way I look at it is fast chess. Yeah, that's why I try to explain to them.
Yeah,
like it's not just chaos. It is chaos, but it's controlled
chaos. Yeah, but they don't realize that
because the negative connotation and the feelings that go into it, that when they first feel like stepping inside of a gym.
Mm-hmm.
But now you've been training so long, it's just like playing a game of basketball.
Yeah,
it's just like that, the way I think of it.
No, I think the same thing. I mean, I as long as you're around the same, like, I'm sure you, or as long as it ain't Kevin, Nah, but
has one level. It's always going hard.
Because I've told him before, and he goes, well, I guess I do kind of expect you to mention my name every now and then. I go, I talk about you. I go, obviously do. I mean, it's I mean, I don't know how to explain it. I mean, I've trained with y'all. I can't say I haven't, so exactly. I feel I have a little right to say something, man. Yeah, I mean, come on. But but I feel like you just, like I said, some females I just say just to say, hey, I just do this, do it, but I don't like to brag about it either. Or I mean, like I said, but you're on a whole other level though. You're
nah.
But I think, but your demeanor, man, you come off always chill. I mean, I've never seen you. No, dude. Ever since, I mean, even when times I came across you at Paradigms a few times, more than a few, but I've never. I mean, because there's Paradigm, there's some dudes in there that are angry. And then or when you're sparring with them, that's when it comes out, and you're like, damn. And then you guys kind of be prepped and know what you're doing.
Yeah, I feel like I can keep that attitude. That's, first of all, it's God.
Mm-hmm.
Next is the outlet.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I do so much. I throw all my might at a bag so often that I don't even have enough energy to entertain stupid shit,
Yeah.
The things I would get mad about in traffic, like, I'm too tired. Like, go ahead. I just got done like sparring 5 rounds. Like, I'm.
But we've talked about this before. I believe that. Well, I mean, obviously, training is training. Training conditions you, and then. But I believe in the fighting part. It gives you extra milliseconds. So, like, going back to your situation with your roommate, and like even me personally, if I had the training I had, now, when you get upset, like you're saying, your emotions, I feel training kind of, it gives you like extra milliseconds.
But then to handle?
Yeah, no, just to kind of make the right choices, to kind of slow things. No. Well, I mean, there's fight or flight. No. But I'm saying within those milliseconds, you can still dictate. Okay, maybe I need to go ahead and kick him here, or if he's gonna gonna get closer to me, I know, like I know what to do. Maybe I need to kick him.
A person who never trained before, they're not thinking that.
Right.
Like when I'm about to fight somebody, I look at where they're standing, how the way he's throwing his punches, his elbow coming out. Other people who don't train, they just this. It's just this. That's all they think about. And they think about the first 45 seconds. They talk their shit the first 45 seconds. Nobody wants to talk shit when you're actually pulled into deep waters. Actually being inside of a ring, being tired as shit. And having to hide it, like so tired that your gloves feel like 20 pounds. That's the difference between Street Fighter and like first 30 seconds I could whip your ass, another untrained fighter, or training and actually being like feeling like you're about to drown. And like if I don't have enough energy to block, he's gonna knock me out. That is what I like.
But I feel you have that. So like I said, I mean, we've known some guys at Paradigm that, say they go out a lot, go to bars or they train, but then they go out and I always feel this is like I was saying earlier, like if I was to set myself up, say I was training all the time at Paradigm, and then I'm going out constantly, going out to the bars, clubs, and then I'm doing. Obviously, I'm going to come across some obnoxious person or dude or whatever. And then that's when I feel I'm setting myself up to have to jump into that fight or flight. Now, I like to step way, way back now and not put myself in that situation to where it's a situation to where if I have to defend myself, I have to defend myself, not because I'm putting myself in situations to where I have to defend myself. It's just where I have to defend myself. So I think there's a difference when, but no, I'm just like I'm glorifying what you're saying. Like I feel the way your choices are made are good, man, because a lot of people like to set themselves up, man, and then you get in a situation and
they get too prideful.
Yeah, that's what I said. But it's and then I've been thinking about this a lot lately, man. I think just life is just like a very fine line. Can't go too much off that way. You can't go too much off this way. And you can. Everybody and a lot of people do. But I feel like me personally, and I feel with you too, man. Like you're trying to just keep it just even Steven and kind of and then like me too, man. My grandma lived to 101. I mean, shit, I wouldn't mind living, I mean, whatever. Like I said, whatever life has in store for me, cool.
Oh, my bad.
No, but I'm just saying, fine line.
In life, we are visiting a beautiful rock, right? But everybody in our lives are just visitors. We're just on a journey. That's the way I think of it.
Yeah, I mean, I hate to pig off of Rogan, but Rogan always says like, try to treat yourself like you're the movie star. In a sense,
the world is not going to make you a movie star. You have to be the movie star of your own life. You have to be. You have to be the main character. Because nobody's going to make you the main character.
No. And then I mean, when I did hear that, then I took it to another place. I was like, like it's almost like nobody's. It's almost. I always make not fun, but in a sense, like relationships. Some friends, but it's like, hey man, nobody it wasn't a shotgun wedding, bro. Like nobody put a gun behind you and said, marry her, because they used to do that back in the day. I used to hear in the country where they used to do that back in the shotgun weddings. And then, but that doesn't happen. I mean, so my point is like, you make your choices, I mean, going back to the fighting thing, if you want to fight, then fight, If you feel you want to take it to the level, then take it to the next level,
Like even in 2018, when I remember I first met Cam, it was like, so are you trying to be a fighter? And I really thought about it. I said yes, like physically, but mentally it like stuck with me. It's like, do I really want to fight, or am I just angry and I just want to train? So I just thought of it like that. I'm just here trying to use this as an outlet. And then I felt like, hey, I feel kind of good after training, because after like beating the pads for a good 30 minutes, you release chemicals in your body, like running, working out. It's like feel good chemicals. So I started to feel good. So I was like, why can't I just reward myself doing that? So let me just train. And then it just like slowly inching. Okay, I've been training for a little bit. Let me spar. And then jumping the mental frightening, like the intimidation of sparring also took a long time for me. A lot of people don't know that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Like you see me out there in the ring and elevating, like fighting with no pads on, but you know how long it took me to feel comfortable just to show up to spar?
Yeah.
It took me years.
Wow, really?
Yes, it took me years. I wasn't that type of person to like, oh, I want to spar.
Yeah, yeah.
I wasn't me. I was like, I don't want to get hit.
So was it I mean, you could have been, but you could have been wanting not to hurt them too, though. No.
What do you mean?
Like you could have been hurting. Like I'm saying, some I would say some guys are like, you were probably training for a while, and maybe it was I don't want to hurt them versus them hurting you. You know what I'm saying? Like it was just you get into the sparring, and like you said, it's something new. It's just new to get hit, and then you know, I mean, now I know. Even when I just do a normal hit and I go maybe too hard or I snap too hard, then I was like, I go, and then I kind of get back. I have where I get back, it's like, my bad, man. And then I capture up gloves. He's like, no, it's all good. He goes, and then sometimes you hear the opposite guy go, you know, no, you're all good. It was a nice one. I was like, okay, cool. And
then I don't know. So about around 4 years into training, I asked myself, I was like, I'm technically afraid of getting hit. I was like, my body is not fragile.
Yeah.
I was like, first of all, the human body is complex and it can take damage. It's strong.
Yeah.
And that's what helped me out a little bit.
Yeah.
But the biggest thing of sparring was I've been put in worse situations than being afraid of getting kicked or punched in the face. I've been in worse situations where I almost died and left this earth, and I'm scared of fucking sparring.
Yeah.
And then after that 4th year, like I even like wanted to get so used to being hit, like I would like relax my hands and let them hit me a little bit, just to feel it. To feel it. And then now, like when I spar, it's just like I enjoy it. It's like it's normal.
Yeah.
So it took me a long time.
Yeah.
Like just to get over that pride and like saying, hey, I was a bit scared. Yeah, for years.
No, but I think that's pretty. I mean, that's understandable.
Yeah,
you know, I mean, because I mean,
but now,
now you like it, huh?
Now I like it. Now I.
I mean, do you try to go every Friday?
When I can. It's just
based on work.
Based on work, and then like I know that I can't make it to the gym all the time, so I would like work out, and then by the time I get done working out and taking a shower, like I'm too tired, and then I have to get up for work the next morning.
Yeah.
So even if I decided to go train, because I tried that, I tried to train at night, but then I would miss my alarm.
Damn, dude.
Yeah, I would sleep, so I was like, I need to cut that out.
Yeah.
If I lose this job, like I might need to like go back to clean.
Oh damn.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't want to do that.
Yeah, I can't. I don't have anything else. Yeah.
I wouldn't.
This.
Yeah.
And sustain myself, or something totally different.
Yeah, because I mean, for a while there, when I was very consistent with Paradigm, it was all about the routine. My work schedule worked out perfect.
Yeah.
I always went on Wednesdays. I was there Wednesdays, and dude, that's when I kind of waking me up, because I was 43, 42 at the time, and then it was a wake up call, because I started getting slow. I was pushing it, because I would do 12 hours on Sunday, 12 hours on Monday, 12 hours on Tuesday, and then 6 hours on Wednesday. And then I would go into Paradigm at night and do the 2 hours, hour pads, and then another hour advance. And dude, when we get down to the sparring, oh dude, that was like the very last of like my official day.
Yeah.
And then I was slipping, man. And then either depending who I was training with, I'd get hit too hard or whatever. And then and then that's when I just chilled out for a minute. I was like, yeah, I need to chill for a minute, because it was just wearing on me.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of does. I feel like I've been through like training fatigue and stuff like that, and trying to jump through the mental hurdles of that also, because not every day is going to be fun. Like if I worked out or trained when I actually wanted to, I wouldn't even be. I'd probably be fat. Most of the time when I work out or I go train, I don't want to. I'm tired.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I just got done working.
Yeah.
Like I could just like go home, but I don't know why there's a drive, but I feel like if I do skip a session, like it weighs down on my mind. Like to the point, like if I skip too much or like something, I gotta go. It's like kind of like a drug, a healthy drug.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, keep myself like in line, like because I don't want to like be old and like fragile and.
Yeah, I think there was that was another thing you made me remind me of cognitive dissonance. Like I think my I can't believe I'm bringing her up, but she gave me a bad grade. But the she's my professor, but cognitive dissonance. Am I saying it right?
Dissonance, yeah.
Yeah, and with she had said, do you think missing the gym when you usually go to the gym is cognitive dissonance, like saying like it's counter. How does it come out that way? She was just saying not everybody should beat themselves hard, like
ignorance versus cognitive dissonance.
I no. Her point was that she was saying like if you miss the gym, like you were saying,
yeah,
it shouldn't. Like I would say, like in your predicament,
yeah,
it's not a bad deal if you do miss it. Now, say somebody that needs to go to the gym,
yeah,
that's more of a different type of missing the gym.
yeah, true. Everybody has their own.
Yeah. That's what I was saying. Like I forgot how she, but I think she had related to that though somehow, and I forgot. I guess I messed that one up. But I always understood it because I told her I was like, well, I feel bad if I feel like a lazy bum or like you're saying, I feel like lazy or whatever. I don't go to the gym. Now I can only, I could swing a good week three times a week considering, but that's a good week. Now, better week would be 4.
Yeah.
Even better would be 5, but time, like you're saying, sleep, taking care of stuff, life.
Yeah, life.
So that's what I said, man. That's why I just enjoy fighters because I feel like you're a perfect example, man. You're making it happen. I mean, like your schedule is crazy.
Yeah, but
you got your degree.
Yeah, but what else am I gonna do? You know, that's what I feel like.
Really?
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, maybe you could teach, no? Yeah. Or you don't have no patience for kids?
I'll probably fight one of the students. Guarantee.
But dude, I mean, seriously, at times I see you seem chill. You actually seem kind of quiet, kind of sometimes.
Yeah, because I hide it really well.
But then even Malik's come on here too. He's like, but and I go, Malik, when you don't even say it, I don't even say nothing to you, man. I just
see Malik.
But Malik's just like that.
He embraces it.
Yeah, he does.
I'm trying to look towards God and be like, help me.
Yeah. But I still, it's that fighter mentality, man. Like, I feel it's relative to when you go in that cage by yourself, it's almost relative to being out in the world.
It's like a drug, man. You'll never I've never experienced anything like that. I can't go to anything on this earth to get that same experience that I felt in there.
Yeah.
It was amazing.
But I mean, yeah, dude, I don't know, man. You need to keep it going, bro. I mean, I know you're gonna keep it going.
Yeah.
But I mean, yeah. I mean, like I said, I think you're one of the rare ones, man. I mean, like I said, not all fighters think like that,
True. But if God decides to be like, hey, I want you to do something else, I'm gonna still work out. I mean, I'm gonna still train, but I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, I think there's another older dude named Yogi. Is he still working?
Yeah, he's still over there.
Now he's a perfect example. I want to be kind of like, he's a little older, I would say, but I want to be just like that. Like, have everything situated, and then if I settle, if I marry, if I do, that's gonna be one thing I have to say from the get-go.
Yeah,
I have to train at least 3 times a week.
Yeah,
I have to. That's gonna be that's. But I mean, sometimes, man. I mean, in relationships, sometimes, things happen, or
you're supposed to study your partner.
No, but not everybody does that too. We can go on that one too.
Oh my God. I seriously don't understand that. I don't. Why don't you study them before pursuing them? That's what I do. I'm like the bird, the vulture. I circle around the prospect and I study her for months. I study her for months.
Yeah.
Where's her head at?
Yeah.
What is she doing? What's her life like? I study all that before
I mean, okay, I can only say on my end, I'm 8 years older. I can say that much. But if I was talking to my 36-year-old self,
yeah,
I'd be like telling myself, don't look too much into it, because my wave is already like my wave is, but
life is mysterious.
No, it is.
You could wake up tomorrow.
I just because I can say time from time I've overanalyzed some different dynamics and relationships. I've overanalyzed it, and I'm like, I know definitely I don't want to be that dude. I know definitely I don't want to be that dude in that relationship with that chick. And I know I'm just kind of telling myself, I mean, even I hate to say it, even when it came to, I see friends and they might get mad if I say this, but friends who have to go to these baby shower with their girlfriend or spouse, and they're playing these baby shower games and shit. That just ain't me. I've never been put in that situation to be asked, but I'm just saying, for example, I that's one stupid thing for me back in the day. I would look at it like, oh, I would never do that. And then now, 44, still single. But like you said, like life is life though, man. You know, but like I said, from some family members, I've had another family member, you know, always every time I see her, so you got a girlfriend? Anybody, you know, or any prospects? Yeah. And then sometimes I just like messing with her. I was like, no, I don't have nothing. Or sometimes, you know, but then
you should never tell.
No, of course.
Because if you start telling them, and then I feel like shit would just start going wrong.
But I'm always saying, don't be 44. I mean, if you know what I mean, I'm just single
you could be talking like this right now, telling me about your life. You could wake up tomorrow, and that's how crazy life is.
No, but
I understand where you're coming from.
Yeah. But
I've done all that.
Yeah,
already in my mind, jotted it down.
No, but I was gonna say I agree that you have to be able to be in a good place to kind of recognize it. Because sometimes it does, you know, there's women that
jump in head first.
Oh no,
knowing how shallow the pool is.
Yeah.
Do a little studying.
But not everybody, that's what I'm saying, man. I feel a lot of because I
and they wonder why their life is so freaking hard and stressed.
Or it's just like me if I said, yeah, man, I'm still at it. I still usually pick up all my girlfriends at the bars and the clubs. And I mean, right there, that you could be like, well, you know, I mean, maybe you should choose a different spot, you know, maybe.
I don't know.
Maybe like try, you know, if you keep on getting this end result from women at a bar or women that you meet at a club, then obviously you're gonna probably get, you know, repetitive, you know, people that like to drink, people that like to go out, people that like to waste the whole 2 days hungover, or continue drinking more and doing all that. That's kind of like my back in the day deal, and it took me a minute to kind of just that ain't.
Because I don't know.
I mean, I like having a good time. It's just who doesn't?
Me too, but I don't want to ruin my life.
But it's rough out there, bro. It's rough.
It is.
It is rough. It's rough now. I think I'm a perfect example to say, it is rough, because I came from getting somebody's number written on a piece of paper, and then now.
Yeah, I was there a little bit. Late night.
I think you were just at the very end, you know. Yeah, so you know what I'm talking about.
Late 1900s.
Or calling the house and asking for her, and then her mom would be picking up and like, oh, and then Jennifer, it's it's Tristan, whatever.
It's not like I'm not the type to have fun and be a whore.
Yeah.
I'm like trying to like find the prospect. I've always been like that though.
Yeah.
I mean, of course there's sometimes like, shit happens.
Well, no, I agree, man. I think I think most men, they should be looking for a wife in general.
Yeah, exactly. But I don't know. I guess I'm so like just like in tune, like to make sure, like, do I imagine myself waking up next to this person? How will this person act when everything is going wrong? Will she still be there? Am I going to marry a woman who wants to be a wife and have kids and not be a mother?
Yeah.
And to be a wife for me.
So few I mean, I've went on a few trips with a few girls, and I think that's always been a good way to no, because you're taking a quick trip, and then and as long as everything's taken care of, I mean, yeah, you definitely get an inside. One trip, I kind of like our baggage got lost on the way back, and then my keys to the truck was in her bag.
Okay.
That the bag got lost, so I couldn't even. And then before we got on the plane, I had said, "Didn't you have my keys in your?" I think I'd asked, "Do you have my keys in your purse?" She goes, "No, they're in the bag." I'm like, well, what if they do get lost? And then sure enough, they had got lost. Anyway, she flips out when we found out.
Okay.
And then I wanted to tell her, like, what are you bad about? Like, I had already tried to prevent this. And then now you're more mad than I am. And then I even sat there and I was just like, I kind of thought about it. I was like, how the hell is she more mad than I am? I'm more, and then on top of that, being more mad to the tenant's not going to help it get found.
Yeah, sure.
Obviously they're lost. So I mean, I don't know. It's just that's when I was saying, like what you were saying. Like I look at things like that, and I hate to say it, I always feel.
I mean, but
you take a girl on the trip or a woman on the trip, that's an easy way to find out whether she thinks right or not, because you kind of just let it, and if some shit just randomly happens, or
yeah, true.
Now, hopefully she don't leave for some other dude or something, because I've been almost close in situations like that too. Where, yeah, man. I mean, like I said, dude, I've I mean, we'll get away from the fight and we went down my alley on that shit, dude. But yeah, it's that's what I was saying, dude. Like you, 36, man. If I could go back to 36, I'll be
just building my foundation.
Nah, bro, you're Jesse. You're straight, bro. You're
building my foundation.
I mean, everything you said, man. Yeah. You got that good head on your shoulders, man. You're straight.
I see a cute girl and she likes my foundation and what I'm building, and she wants to team up. Fuck it. Yeah, let's love right now.
Yeah.
But for now, I do have some prospects, but they don't know.
Yeah.
They don't know that I'm studying them. Not in a creepy way.
No. Yeah. No. Well, I mean, it's just when you come across.
You gotta know where her head is at.
Yeah.
With everybody.
No, I mean, but I've that's what I was just trying to tell you in a way, because I went on that route of I guess I've taken a little too long, and then it is what it is. But overall,
you don't know that.
No, I don't. No, you're right. I don't know that.
You don't know if you're taking too long.
But I can say there's been one or two that I let slip by and I screwed up. But overall, I don't regret whatever happened. But I'm just saying, as advice, a 44-year-old to 36-year-old. Yeah, just don't be too critiqued.
I'm pretty sure love will cover that. If I love that girl enough, I'm pretty sure my critiques will be thrown out the window.
There's this I don't know, maybe when I do get set up, maybe I'll pick up the book, but apparently there's a book called Reasons to Get Married, 101 Reasons to Get Married. And then Patrick Bet-David, he's another guy that I watch on podcasts, and he said, yeah, he actually sat down with two women on that book. Okay. And the first one didn't apply, but he kind of made it fun. He just said, hey, let's just get this book. And then he kind of already had kind of in her eye, like same thing like you're saying, like he kind of just, that's somebody I could see myself with. And then it got to that point, and then they made a night of it. They just ordered in, and they kind of chilled, and they just went over the book.
Oh, nice.
And then they just went over all the questions, and then turns out, they kind of, I guess they agreed on a majority of the questions. Probably that's what I'm guessing. He didn't get too much detail, but that was his suggestion. He was just like, and I felt like, well, I've been doing that. I guess I kind of went about it the other way, but just looking at different dynamics and different relationships. But overall, I like you're saying, it just take a little time just to ask a few more questions. Yes. Or like you said, I think a big one would be if I'm hungry and I get home and I ask you, babe, I'm hungry, baby. Can you make me something to eat, or honey, whatever it is, will you make it for me? Even in the mood you're in, say you have things going,
Does she like to do that? Does she like to
No, I'm just saying in general though.
Yeah, you just can't come home and be like, make me food.
No, but I feel that would be just a general question. Like
if I'm in a bad situation, would you help me? Would you be my teammate?
Yeah.
Like, is it us versus the problem, not me versus you?
Yeah. There's there's those Insta models now. There's
social media
women that think they're Insta models.
I blame Tinder for that. No, seriously, I do.
Well, I don't you think it goes beyond that, like MySpace and
of course, and it's just the tip of the iceberg.
Yeah, but it's algorithms now. Yeah. Now it's just algorithms, and now it's just whoever likes you might like you. I'm still down with. I mean, even though I still every now and I still go to a bar, I'm still down with still meeting females at a bar. Now, I don't think that would be the ideal place to meet something I'm really serious about, but in general, I still like the face-to-face. Obviously, with the podcast, I like the face-to-face. I still, it's because like I said, man, even me being my age now, and damn, like it's just weird on a phone.
Oh yeah,
it's just weird. Like you're on a phone. I'm talking about with referring to like if you have dating apps or whatever.
Yeah,
and you're It's just.
I've tried them all and deleted every single one of them.
It's just now, and then I don't like to do things too much. Yeah, obviously where you work at, or actually where you work out at, stuff like that.
Yeah,
workout at can be a hit and miss depending, if that's mutual. But then usually I like to be the friends first, and then like you said, just kind of see where it goes.
Your way into it. Don't just jump in.
No, but like I said, a lot of
that's them.
Yeah, that's what
I ain't judging. That's your life. I don't care.
Yeah. So I mean, it is what it is. I know we got off from the fighting.
Oh yeah.
Did you want to watch the fight or?
No, hell no.
You don't want to watch. You don't watch yourself.
No,
because that's what I said. Usually I always ask if I did. Some are like, all right, yeah.
Nah, I watch myself so much. Like I studied that fight so much.
Really, but you saw the holes that you say are holes, and then and you're working on the holes and all that. Yeah,
exactly. Not because I want to fight more, because I want to better myself.
Yeah.
So even if I don't step in the ring again,
which
I kind of doubt because I'm fiending, but I'm gonna still try to like work on myself.
Yeah. So you're gonna try to keep it just kickboxing, or
no? I'm actually trying to transition to MMA.
MMA.
Yeah, that's why at the beginning I was like, I should have focused on jiu-jitsu first.
Yeah.
Because it's just a whole bunch of knowledge.
Yeah.
With striking, you can have that lucky draw. You can have a lucky punch.
Mm-hmm.
With jiu-jitsu, you don't know it, you're done.
Yeah.
You don't know it, and the person you're going against knows it.
Yeah.
And knows it well. You're done. You can't just twerk your body here and there. I mean, you can instinctively, with the trained person, knows what to do, knows what the body would do.
Yeah.
But it's fun.
What did you think of the Leon and did you hear about that one? Leon and Bradley, that one that recently happened in London. Leon Edwards, and then I think they're 140 pounds, 45. Anyways, I mean, it was a fight night, so it wasn't like pay-per-view, but Leon Edwards, obviously from London.
Yeah. And
then he got submitted at the end, and
I didn't catch the fight, but I saw it on Instagram when I was scrolling through.
Yeah, but that dude's a grappler, man.
Yeah.
And that's why I brought it up, because it's just going to what your point is that because when they did the face off, Leon had like 3 inches on him, man. He's like looking down on him.
Yeah.
And then that dude Brady's just like looking up, and I was like, I was like, the dude looks tough. So I obviously, and I heard about Brady time from time. And then I was like, nah, well, it's Edwards though. Edwards got shut down, man.
Yeah.
Like,
you can't be. We're all human, even fighters. You can have a bad night, and it changes everything.
Who was it that I think? Who's the boxer right now that's kind of hot? 145 pounds. You think he's gonna go against Canelo?
Anyway,
who was it?
Japanese?
No. No, this is a boxer, just a regular boxer.
Anyway, is a Japanese boxer.
No, this is for box. He's going to Canelo. He's going against Canelo. Anyways, man, what's his name? Anyways, he was just saying that, and I thought it was a good point. he brought up, it was just saying that from the 90s, 2000s, that a lot of people got really spoiled on fighters with no losses and just majority wins, and then they, that's what kind of killed boxing, and I'm talking about fighting in general, and I, obviously MMA and boxing, totally two different worlds. But in general, I kind of agreed with him, and I just kind of wanted to get your point on the whole, because that's how I feel. But it goes right back to, I'm just kind of concluding everything you were saying earlier, on how not being the one in the ring, not being the one to train, not being, and it's and that's why I kind of want to conclude with you, because I feel, like I said, man, I feel the fighters know, the trainers know, the gyms know, the mentality that you need and everything just to stay on top of it. But then again, you have these outsiders who make comments or stupid comments or whatever, and they're like, "Oh, you did this or did that," and then I mean, it's almost like, what he was bringing up was on how everybody gets just spoiled. Like if somebody loses, like, oh, he lost. It's like, no, bro, like it has, like you don't know, bro. Like I like, but it took me a minute too, because when I was younger, man, I just got spoiled with Tyson always winning, and I just thought that was just, in a way, I was like, well, maybe that's normal now.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden I saw him lose one. Yeah, you get so used to it, and then you see him lose a few, and then you're like, oh wait, something wrong? Is he, like, what's wrong with him? Like, he's supposed to win all. Like, it's Mike Tyson. But then now that I'm older, and then of course I know more about fighting now, it's just, yeah, man, it's that's the name of the game, man. Like you said, one day you can have it good, and the next day,
anything can happen.
So I mean,
anything.
Yeah, and then, like I said, man, I mean, more kudos to you again, bro. I'm eager to see you fight again now.
Thank you. Yeah, I need to patch up a lot of holes, and I feel like I need to get over this mental nervousness.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if it's like the correct term to use, but basically, I was mentally like drained or nervous, like stuck in fight or flight.
Mm-hmm.
Like I already felt like I went 2 rounds before even stepping into the ring.
Wow.
Yeah. So I feel like that's the biggest thing that I need to work on.
Mm-hmm.
It's just getting used to the lights, and now that I experience it, I know what to kind of expect.
Yeah.
Yeah. To the everything from the way that your foot feels on the canvas, to the oohs from the audience,
mm-hmm.
and the lights, and you're so used to like being in a gym with regular lights and everything is dark and all the lights are pointed at you,
mm-hmm.
and you just, I don't know, fighting in front of hundreds of people, and anything can happen.
Because the one, it happened at Humble Civic Center, right?
Yeah.
But was it pretty live in there? Was it pretty crazy? I mean, I'm just saying, with people drinking, and because I mean, like, Fury's kind of timid. It depends, but sometimes it gets a little loud.
Yeah, it just depends on like who's fighting and who they brought.
Yeah,
who's coming to support them. I mean, every crowd's different.
But it was a good venue, though. It was,
yeah.
We had good Elevate, because, and then that was another thing I was going to ask. So Elevate, because Malik has done Elevate in Louisiana, right? They have a promo card, or I don't know. I might be wrong.
I don't think. I think it's something else.
Okay.
The Louisiana one is something else. But I don't think he did Elevate.
No.
Cam did though.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Cam.
Okay.
LG and Mike.
I just know they used to go to Louisiana and go.
Yeah, so
someplace.
Totally different.
Is it totally different? Yeah. Okay, I'm mixing it up. Then I'm mixing up.
Yeah.
I was thinking that maybe they were saying promotional.
But I heard that the one in Louisiana, they have Muay Thai fights with 4-ounce gloves.
Oh wow! So tell me about what makes a difference on that. Well, what did you fight with at this one?
10 ounce.
10 ounce.
Just regular 10 ounce.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I mean, it looked like 16 ounces by the way their shape and how big it was.
Uh-huh.
But I looked at the little tag. It said 10 ounces.
So I mean, obviously less padding, more of you feel the hit then.
Feel the hit, dude.
And then that's
like freaking missiles. Like your hands are missiles at 4 ounces.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially Muay Thai, and they just sit there and you like just.
Have you ordered those? Have you?
You don't watch One Championship?
Which one?
One championship.
Oh yeah. I never knew that, bro.
Yeah,
I know. That's one big
gloves.
small. That's one big detail. One big small detail that I didn't know.
Yeah, I mean, so different because with regular like kickboxing, Muay Thai, their gloves, you could just put your hand up and it blocks most of them. Mm-hmm. But with small gloves, you can sneak your hand in and still clip them in the face.
But is it formed like the UFC glove, or is it they're designed? Formed. Yeah, okay. Glove. See, I was always thinking of like 10 ounce or something like that. No.
Either six or 4.
6 or 4. Yeah. And then obviously, like you said, you and this one did 10, and then you were saying the one in Louisiana does 4.
Well, I don't know.
But they're
not accurate on the ounces, but they use MMA gloves for Muay Thai.
Yeah.
I don't know what venue or company.
But you think that might be because it's a different state, or they just let it kind of lax to
different rules.
Yeah,
I think it's super strict in Texas.
Really? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. But I mean, so I mean that's something you're interested in though. If you were,
it'd be kind of cool to see what it feels like.
Yeah. Yeah, I can only imagine, dude. For like 4 hours. I thought, I don't know what made me think. I guess that's a stupid detail. I should know that, but I never knew exactly.
It makes
I never knew it. Yeah.
Difference. That's why you rarely see MMA fighters like act like boxers and come real close and start doing this. That's too dangerous, dude. You'll get your ass knocked out. Yeah. They fight at a distance, which I also need to train more too.
Yeah, because that makes sense. Because like you said, when they're moving around, they're first round usually they're testing to see how far or whatever.
Yeah, and that's what a lot of other people don't. They just see 2 guys moving around like, what the fuck are y'all doing? Fight. Like you don't know what they're doing.
Yeah, but no,
they're trying to read each other. Dude.
No, but like you're saying, like with the 4 their missiles like right there. Like one little sleep.
A little clip. You get knocked out. Unless you're Rod Tang or something.
Bobby Green. I don't know if you saw that knockout the last UFC fight night, and it was just like an inch, and it trips me out. But I don't know if you witnessed it, but Bobby Green, he had a back kick.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah, to I think pretty much to his chin, like his chin right here.
Yeah, it's just a little clip.
And dude, he went out like that. And I like Bobby Green. Like I respect that guy. I don't care.
Yeah.
Like you're saying, that's when people jump in and start hating, whatever. But that dude's a warrior, man. I mean, that dude there, like
anybody who steps in the ring is a warrior.
Yeah. I mean but
I don't care if you got your ass beat and you lost. That makes you even more of a warrior because you stood in there.
Now he's Colby Covington and he's talking a bunch of no. Yeah, if he's Colby Covington and he's talking a bunch of shit, then I kind of probably don't feel as bad. But well, I'm just saying
it's just personal.
Yeah, no, it is. But I'm just saying if he says something stupid, I'm like, it kind of had it coming, whatever.
If it sells tickets and it gets some more money, they act that way.
But Bobby Green, I just tripped on that and I was like, damn. And then he has his hands down usually, and like you said, man, I'm just re-emphasizing what you just said, like a millisecond. That dude did back, and dude, like obviously I think he saw it coming, but dude, it just wasn't quick enough, bro. And then that foot or whatever just went, and then you see him just like it was almost just like that button.
Yeah.
And then boom, you're
2.5 pounds. Whew. Just 2.5 pounds.
I never knew that either.
Yeah, on the chin, 2.5 pounds. People think it like you have to hit hard and the right spot, 2.5 pounds.
See, I never knew that. That's good to know.
Yeah. And using MMA gloves, dude, it's dangerous.
So I mean, yeah, man, you're in the mix, definitely, bro. And you got the game. I mean, you to me, it seems like you've done your research, man. You've done your
yeah, I'm stepping in the ring.
Yeah. No, I mean, even just being smart about if you're gonna go through this is what you got to know, and then you're making sure you have everything checked off. That's badass.
I try because I don't know what else to do right now.
I mean, did you? Oh yeah, because you said you're cool with the bachelors, and you're not really interested in the masters or none.
Nope.
But maybe you'll be a good social worker, telling people, "Hey, man, nobody's gonna feel sorry for you, bro." Hey, man, I worked in a hospital, and sometimes, come in the morning, and I worked in the ER, so we had a big lobby, and most of the time there'd be homeless people sleeping, and through the night into the morning.
Yeah.
I got acquainted with them, man, where they knew me. Hey, Tristan, what's up? And because I was just cool with them.
Yeah.
Now, like I said, almost like Colby Covington. If they start disrespecting me, saying something stupid, then I get security, and then I like, where I tell, bro, like, come on, man, like I'm just here to help. So my whole point was, in the mornings, I would get there at 7:30, and then finally 7, 8. I'll go over there. Hey, all right, guys, I'm checking the list, seeing who's here, seeing who's still waiting for the doctor or whatever. But we got to keep moving, bro. You got to. I got up. I'm sure you can get up. And I would look outside. I was like, man, but it was just that little emphasizing, like, it's a beautiful day. If y'all need some bus passes, I'm willing to help you. Anything you need help with, like I said, I'll lead y'all to the water, but it's on you, man. And then some people were like, we're not on the list. Some people were just laying there all night, didn't care, and just slept over, which is cool. I understand. You got nowhere to go, you got no home, I get it. But once that sun comes up and it's a new day,
you gotta go.
Something. Well, but I'm saying just in general, just do something.
Yeah.
Get out there, maybe go try to find some nonprofit to help you out or do something.
Yeah,
and I know it's hard.
It is.
It's hard
because even now, I can't say anything because I've never been in that position. They're probably one problem away from taking their life, and they can't do nothing. They don't care if they can't do anything or not. They're just sitting there. They're waiting to die. So even about that, that's why I try my best not to judge, but it's hard.
Yeah, but I know, but you explained it the right way. It's I mean, like but it's going back to what you were saying earlier. I mean, the world is unforgiving in some cases, and like I said, I'm not trying to tell these people like, hey man, you're it's like, nah, bro, like, but just kind of you got legs, bro, you got exactly.
Which is understandable.
I mean,
that's the correct way to go about life, but life is life and shit happens.
Oh yeah, and then but that's what I say. I feel training it beats you ahead of the curve. If you're in school, you have your degree, you're ahead of the curve. That's another. I've always and then I've always tried to tell another family member that's younger than me. I just said, man, it doesn't hurt whatever notches you have on your belt. As many notches you can have on your belt to help you just get to the next day, next week, next month.
Yeah.
That's what it's about. Like you said, ain't nobody perfect. Ain't nobody got everything figured out. We're all trying to figure it out at the same time.
We're all trying to figure it out. Even the person you think that has it all figured out doesn't. They don't know what the fuck is going to happen tomorrow.
Well, yeah. I mean, even relative to, I mean, I can say I mean, a buddy of mine falling out as well, and pretty well off, very well off. But it just if that's what it takes to be well off, and the mindset that this friend had, I'm good, man. You know what I'm saying? Because it's kind of, I got like kind of a sense of it.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, okay, so I guess if you're pretty well off, you have quite a bit of money. Is that how you're supposed to think? I would think differently, but I'm not the one with the money though. So, I always try to just kind of not overstep a little bit,
Money just magnifies who you are. It doesn't like change you.
No, but no, true. But I was saying, as in, if I want to lay my head, this is me personally. If I want to lay my head down every night, I just want to do a little something for a community, a little something. Well, obviously for myself, but it's almost like if I have the time and the money, maybe go volunteer once a week at a hospice or something, or maybe go volunteer at something to just. But this is, like I said, this is me, the individual, thinking,
from outside looking in.
Yeah. Well, no. Well, I'm saying as in reference to this friend that would just sit on this and then just not really, be. No, it's like you're saying, like being bored, but it's like cutting yourself off. It's pretty much isolation, man. Like I said, like when you get as much money as you get, and then you just isolate, and you feel you don't need nothing or nobody or no advice, no nothing, and then that's what I said. I was kind of like, damn, is that what happens when you you hit it big, and then
Maybe
you're
he's content.
Yeah, no. That's what I said. As in the judgment, it's like you do what you do, man.
Yeah.
And like I said, that to me, maybe not a relationship dynamic I'm looking at, but it's more of a dynamic. Like, man, if you became rich like that, that's not how I want to be happy. And if I do become, financially well off, yeah, I don't want to have that mindset.
Yeah. Totally different. Two different people.
Yeah, no, you're right.
Two different people. Of course, you would do something different with it.
Yeah. But I feel sometimes it's just, I guess you have to kind of put things out of your life and kind of just move ahead. And
you can't.
Yeah,
you can't stay stuck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, man, I mean, like I said, I'm trying to just base it literally kind of what you were saying is in just moving forward day by day.
Yeah, one step at a time. Like, good quote is, if you're trying to get to the top of the stairs and it's dark, all you need to see is the first step.
Yeah.
That's all you need to see. You don't need to look at it as like, what the fuck is going to happen? Just take it one step at a time, one day at a time. I even if when I'm at work, I don't look at the whole 8-hour shift.
All
right, 30 minutes. All right, got 30 minutes down. Because you don't know what's going to happen. A lot of people commute to work and come back, commute to work and come back. They get so used to that blessing that they forget the idea that you can commute and not come back home. So that's why I take it one day at a time, because anything can happen. I don't know what type of person I'll be in 5 years. That's why I don't like that question of, where do you see yourself in 5 years? I don't know. I don't know where I'll see myself tomorrow.
Yeah.
I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't know how I'm going to be. I don't know what type of person I'm going to change into.
Yeah.
So when I want things now, like when something looks desirable to me, let's say like fighting.
Yeah.
It may not look desirable in the coming years.
Yeah.
Because I don't know who I'll be. So we can all plan like, I want this, I want that. But when we finally get there, is that what we really want?
Yeah.
So one day at a time. That's my rule.
No, I agree, man, because a lot of veterans need to hear that. And I totally agree. Sometimes life can get very chaotic. And then, like you're saying, you got to like pull back,
slow down.
You got to slow it. And then and I feel your one step is like kind of like how I kind of interpret like the one day.
Yeah.
Maybe today was a bad day, so I'm gonna go to bed early at 9:30, and then tomorrow I'm looking forward to just the new day.
Just small decisions.
And
everybody's looking for that big thing.
Yeah.
It's not always that big thing.
Yeah.
People keep overlooking the small stuff.
Yeah.
It's the small things that create the big thing.
Yeah.
So.
Because I also piggyback on what you were saying. A friend of mine back in the military, in the Navy, Whaley, he always said, because we would be out on deployments, and then sometimes, man, you're just tired. You don't want to feel like going to the gym.
Yeah, of course.
So we would always just, dude, and this was like literally almost. A drive to the gym would probably be like 10 minutes. On the ship, it's about same shit because you gotta get ready, go down all the way down the ship.
Yeah.
And then but the saying was, as long as you make it to the gym, it's just make it there first. And once you make it there, I would trick myself. Yeah, I would trick myself because I'd be like, I'm there. And I was like, fine, I got another hour and a half, 2 hours just to
that's what helps.
And then maybe just be in the moment, and get my sweat on and push it,
That's what helps me with procrastination.
Yeah.
Like, I don't feel like washing the dishes. All right, let me just wash one plate and see how it feels.
Yeah.
you just wash that one plate. It's like, okay, let me just
might as well finish now. Yeah.
It's like that.
Yeah.
So even if the task that's in front of you is daunting, you don't want to do it, just take a little bit of it and see how it feels, and then put it away. If you don't want to do it, just leave it there.
Yeah.
See, it kind of like tempts you. It like kind of like persuades you.
Yeah,
even more.
It's like your own self telling you don't do it. And you're like, and then your other half is like, no, do it, bro. Like get it out of the way now.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Well, I think that'd be a good. Damn. Oh yeah, we went exactly 2 hours, bro.
Oh shit, nice.
So I guess we can. I think that was a good way to top it off.
Oh hell yeah.
All right, Jesse, man. So I'll be keeping in touch, and then hopefully, man, I'll hopefully sooner than later I'll be back at Paradigm and I'll run into you.
Yeah, at the new building too.
Yeah, man.
Make sure y'all come out.
Yeah, so Paradigm. Do you even know the address in it? I just know it's in Stafford, right?
No, it's in Sugarland.
Oh, it's still in Sugarland?
Yeah, it's in Sugarland.
Is it off of 59 now? Like down the freeway?
It's only 3 miles, three exits away from the regular, or not the regular, the old.
Because that might have been the old Bally's back in the. Is it right before Papacitos on your right?
I don't know. I heard it was like an old UFC Sugarland, but I could be wrong.
Probably, yeah. Well, it was Bally's. Remember Bally's back in the day? It was like a gym. Anyways, that was, if it's the one I think it is, because I saw Colin. He had posted a video, and then he showed the front. I was like, it looks right. So I think I know where it's at. It's right off the freeway. Like you're saying, it's 3 exits down.
Yeah, probably.
It's literally right when you pass up Main or Highway 90. And then it's boom right there. I think, like I said, it's right before Papacitos.
No, I haven't been yet.
But that place looks huge. Paradigm looks huge now.
Yeah, coming from the old, training years at the old location.
Yeah.
Dude, I can't wait.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun.
Yeah.
Can't wait either.
Thank you for having me, man.
No, man, you're welcome, Jesse. And then, like, bro, you had a lot of good things to say, man. I hope everybody kind of takes it and uses it for themselves. And
yeah.
And like I said, bro, every time I see you in the gym, man, you seem pretty chill, but
workout.
But cool, man. Well, thank you for coming, and then definitely you're welcome back. And then so hopefully I'll be looking out for your next fight.
Oh yes,
and see what's up, man.
All
right, Jesse. Let me go ahead and lose it. Let me